Thanks for clicking on this. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo, and this is Just Beast Fitness. Today we are going to train our chest. And when it's chest day, it's one of our favorite days because it's always one of the easiest body parts to train, and it's one of our favorite body parts to train. You can always go so hard with this because who doesn't want a big chest, by the way? Who doesn't? Both ladies and guys. Nobody doesn't want to have something big on their thorax. So we start by pausing a bit to see on how the bulk has been going. This is about 7 months since we started the bulking season, and of course we can see some improvements in size because that's the main aim for bulking, just trying to gain some size. Now we'll start our workout with some pull-ups as a warm-up set. That's what we normally do most of the time. We tend to work out the opposite muscle as a warm-up. So if you're training chest, we warm up with the pull-ups, and if you're training back, we will warm up with some push-ups. So starting straight to our first workout of the day, which is going to be inclined dumbbell flies. And this is one of my favorite workouts. It's a very good workout for the chest, by the way. It stretches that muscle really well, the pec muscles, and when well controlled with enough weight, with enough range of motion, because some people tend to restrict the movement, but if you allow yourself to go all the way down the way Arnold used to go, you're going to get so much gain from this particular workout. So it's one of my favorite, and it's a great one. If you don't normally do it, I would ask you to consider adding it into your workout program, and you'll thank me later because it's just a good workout if well executed. There's some people who say that it's not good for the shoulders, and that's only a problem if you don't do it well. But if you execute it well, controllably, using a weight that you can easily handle, not easily though, but that you can handle comfortably enough without losing the form, then you'll be good to go. So that's the first set. We're going to the second set of the same workout. We're adding some weight. Now we are going with the 20 kgs. And if you realize, we tend to progressively overload the weights just to ensure that the muscle is always feeling challenged set by set. So this is going to be a second set of the same. The first set we did about 17 to 20 reps. We are trying to make sure that we have a higher rep on this workout. That's one of the tips for having a well developed chest, especially if you're doing the flies. Flies, if you want to do them well, one of the tests that you're doing them well is the weight you're using, you're able to handle for several reps. Because if you can't go for at least more than 7 reps, then it's just too heavy for you. This is the third set of the same workout. We're just repeating the same load of weight because we noticed that the previous weight was just light, and the next set, which is just the set we did before this one, was challenging enough, so there was no need of adding any more weight because we only do that when the weight we feel is too light. And I hope you notice how much I'm stretching the weight, how much I'm stretching that muscle, because that's the most important part of this exercise. That part where you are stretching the pecs all down. And I want you also to ensure that anytime you are performing this workout, your shoulders are shrugged back so that it allows your pecs to do most of the workout. Now that's the first exercise. We're going to the next exercise, which is going to be inclined dumbbell press. And this is some heavy weights, by the way, we're using here. These are 40 kgs. And I want you to notice that we are really controlling the weight, and we're going all the way down, all the way up, because I notice most of the time people make a mistake that when they add the weight, they don't go all the way down. So they're cheating kind of on the reps, and I don't see the need for that. If you can't really do the workout as perfectly as possible, then there's no need of adding weights. In fact, I would recommend that you need to reduce the weight to the level where you are able to execute the exercise as perfectly as you can, because that's the most important part of all this. performing the workout the right way, performing the exercise the right way before thinking about how much you are lifting and how many reps you are doing. That's why you'll notice that the moment I get to a place that I'm feeling like I'm almost starting to cheat, I just end my workout and I end that set. I end my set at that moment, because there's no need of me doing extra and I'm just doing them wrong. That will make me very susceptible to some injury, and also at the same time it's just not optimal for the growth and the performance that I want to achieve with this. Now we're heading to the next workout, which is some heavy bench, by the way, the flat bench. This is a good workout for those who want to have some strength. If you want to get stronger, have some power, of course, and build some big chest, it's a very good workout. There's some people who say that you don't do this workout when doing chest because it doesn't help you grow. I can't disagree any further than that, because this is one of the workouts that has made me be able to build the chest. When I was just starting my workouts, when I was just starting my fitness journey, I never knew any other workout. This was the main workout I used to do for my chest, and I can promise you that I had a decent chest then. So in fact, chest has been one of my strongest body parts since I just began workout. So this is it's BS when somebody says that you don't need to do this workout because it's not good, it's not going to help you build the chest. They'd rather you do the incline, which is of course a good workout, but it's not the only good workout. There are others like this one, which is a perfect workout by the way for chest. Now I wanted to tell you guys something today, and what I want to tell you is that most people just need to start doing whatever they are required to do, and what I mean by this is that if you're somebody who watches my videos, it means you're somebody who is interested in improving yourself. And if that's it, then why haven't you started? Because let's use fitness as an example. Many people, if I ask them, many fat people or super skin people who want to improve their bodies or just want to be fitter and better performers, if I'd ask them why they haven't started, most of the time, or why did you stop, they'll have a reason, which sometimes sound very valid, by the way. Somebody will tell me that, oh, maybe I'm waiting to hire a trainer, or maybe I'm waiting to pay for the gym, or maybe I'm waiting to be able to get some money so that I'm able to afford some food, or I'm waiting to get a job so that I have a peace of mind, because you can't work out well when you're not in your right state of mind. Which all the above reasons will sound very valid, which of course they are very valid. But okay, what next after proving that your reasons are valid? The reasons why you are not doing what you want to do, the reasons why you are not going for things that you want, what does that help you with? Because for instance, if you tell me that you need a trainer, I'd ask you, why do you need a trainer? The next thing will be, I want them to show me what to do. And do you really think you don't know what to do? I think so. Okay. If you had no choice and there were no trainers, what would you do? Oh, I'd probably go to the gym and do some push-ups, or I'll start some push-ups in the house. And then would you like to do the push-ups the same number every day, or will you want to increase them as the time goes? And be like, I'd like to increase. And if you're a fat person, I'll ask you, do you think you'll need to eat more or you need to eat less? Then they'll be like, I'll need to eat less. Then the next thing will be like, will you think you need to eat more cakes or more of less processed food? And they'll be like, I think I need to eat less of processed food. Then the next question I'll ask you, okay, why don't you just start with the things you know already? Because at the end of the day, there's something you know. Most of the time, we think that the reason or the problem is the lack of resources or the lack of knowledge. But we know what we need to do, and the resources is what we have. Because I actually believe that when you want to really know that you are serious about your success is if you are ready to, number one, blame yourself and accept that I am at where I am at because of me, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. Then number two, you tell yourself that I'm going to use whatever I have in my disposal to do that, rather than what I wish I had. Because what you don't have, you really don't need. The only thing you need is what you have. And if you really think that the things you don't have are the things you need, trust me, when you get those things, you're going to look for other things that you need for you to get started. What you're really avoiding is not anything else, is not achieving it, or what you're avoiding is discomfort. You are just avoiding doing the thing. So you're using the excuses of, I need money, I need time, I need a trainer, I need a gym. You can name it. The list is so long. But to be honest to yourself, you don't need any of those things, because if you needed them, you'll have them. Sometimes we look at the things we don't have so much until we can't even notice the things that we already have at our disposal. Somebody somewhere just wish they had whatever you have right now for them to get started. In fact, somebody somewhere already has them, the things you have, and is doing whatever you wish you had, and is already getting the things you are still wishing for. If that doesn't hurt, then I don't know what will. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed this one, I think you're going to enjoy the next one, because the next video is going to be a very hot one. And I also need you guys to tell me on the comments below if there's anything that is stopping you. What is it that you think is stopping you, that you think is really genuine? Because chances are it's just an excuse. See you in the next one.